Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Football Manager 2020. We're finally back after my computer unfortunately broke on me, so it was out of action for a month, which meant no Football Manager recordings. But we're finally back, and I should be able to resume the normal scheduling. I'm supposed to be away in a couple of weeks for work over the weekend, but I'm hoping to take it with me and record in the hotel, but we'll see what happens with that. Um, Otherwise, we should be back to the regular 2 a week schedule going forward. And we're picking back up with Amazulu, which I haven't touched since the last recording, so I'm going to be real rusty on what's going on. Um, Fortunately, we have a pretty good team, so it shouldn't be that bad. And also, I'm going to put out right now, there's a slight change going forward for the plans, because my plans were for after this save is done to start Football Manager 2024 with Shrewsbury Town. That has changed a little bit because while this computer was down, I was playing around with Football Manager 2024 on my other computer just trying to see what was in there. And I discovered the Halifax Wanderers are a playable team. And you can't not do a save on your home team. I think it's illegal or something. So it's going to be a Halifax Wanderers save instead of a Shrewsbury save to kick things off. And what happens after that will depend entirely on how successful I am with the Wanderers. It'll be nice to be able to manage in North America without having to deal with MLS registration ruling and salary caps and all that fun stuff that no one really understands, including people that play or manage MLS teams. So that ought to be fun. But for now, we're back in Amazulu. I can spend a lot of time on that stats page for the last game because I don't remember the last game. So there's no point in worrying about what's happening there. This is kind of a fresh start in the middle of a season. Just going to kick things off by trying to send a bunch of guys on coaching courses. I don't expect this to pay off because we don't have any money. But we're going to see what the board says about this. We're still deeply in debt from the plans to build a new stadium. That's not changing anytime soon, so most likely we're going to be denied, but I need to try. One of the keys to advancing a club in this game is to get your assistant coaches as good as possible with advanced coaching courses so that hopefully you can cash in on their knowledge and receive better advice. Our season's not looking fantastic. Actually, wait, this is the under 21, so they're down fifth, but I don't really care. I was getting confused thinking that looked bad. But like we're down in eighth, but that's a little better because a lot of the teams above us have played 2 or 3 matches, and we've played one, which we won. So we're as good as we possibly can be at this point in the season. That run of 3 matches incredibly close together could be a potential problem, especially with a bunch of other teams playing there. That even if we don't loan them team players, it'll keep us from swiping as many players from there. So it's going to be a real test of our stamina. Hopefully, people are feeling pretty fresh. Let's see what I can make from their suggestions. Pop over tactics and tweak things a bit. I'm not going to be able to make Siasi any better, or unfortunately Mirosavic's not going to get a lot better. This is the problem. We have a lot of guys that aren't super comfortable with the positions they're getting asked to play in. But I don't want to change the structure because the team's very comfortable playing in the structure. So, and they're still getting decent star ratings, although this is one of the weaker lineups we've put forward. I suspect they'll be able to field something stronger day of. This is most likely being recommended because everyone's still tired from the last match. And it is just Kaiser Chiefs, so not one of our tougher opponents. Oh, yeah, that's right. They got Motung from me. The under-19s are getting one of my players. Saketlong, I'm not going to use him. They can keep him. If I have to play Saketlong, things are going really wrong. Oh, I should have read what that said. 3 to 4 attackers. Okay. I get talking and I forget what it says. Come on, adjust duties. There we go. You're not as good as an attacker. You can't really attack at all in that position. You're not great. You're not great as an attacker. Wait, let me see how you can do as a wingback attacking. No. So this is a little rough. I have no real good options to put forward as more attackers, so I'm going to have to use the wingers that aren't as good as at attacking as they are at support, but usually the first tip down in green is pretty negligible. So I'm going to listen to that advice. And we'll see what happens when I name my final 11. Because people will have an extra couple of days of rest in there, so they should be a little better looking than they are right now for the team. I should be able to feel better. Not a lot going on in the lead up to this match. Usually I get more feedback on stuff. Lacala is doing well at his training, which is nice to see, and I still can't say his name. I had just about figured it out, and then I had the enforced hiatus and have completely lost the familiarity with it. So I'm sorry, Justice, you're going to have to put up with me butchering your name for longer. Who did I want for the under 21s? McQuaquana and Saketlong. That's probably fine. Don't know why this isn't wanting to take some of my inputs. Ongoing for 90. Oh, that's why I already had them in the team. I've been reading that backwards. This is what happens when I haven't used this game in a month and a half. I forget how everything's set up. Which meant I forgot to send someone to the under 19s, but that's alright. I'm kind of rating the Supersport United match off as a match I'm willing to lose. But Cape Town City and Kaiser Chiefs are fairly winnable matches. And if I can bookend this clump of close games with wins, I'm pretty happy. I mean, obviously I'm going to try to beat Supersport, but it's kind of going to be the day I'm resting players, so I'm alright with getting a boring draw or even a loss there. 6 points out of these 3 matches is pretty good and should keep me on pace for near the top of the table. Can't use wired, that's good to know. Good conditions. Only okay pitch. That's unfortunate. That's going to hurt our stamina. Which is something I really don't want to see this time of year. Yeah, here we go. I can name a much better squad. Day off because people are rested. I'm still using Mirosavic. But I could bring Sinago back into the club, or into the side, which improves things at the back substantially. Like now we're down to just Mirosavic's not at the level I'd like. Sinaga is actually not looking as good as I remember him being. Lekala is our weakest player, but he's made the side. Mankubi's not quite up to par. Tau's not quite up to par. And McQuaquina's stamina is still looking bad. What's it at? 80%. Do I have any other good options for there? Let me see if I have a better option than McQuaquina. I've got Saketlong. He's also tired. I mean, if I'm going to have to play a tired guy, I'd rather play McQuaquina. So we're just going to have to deal with Saketlong being tired. It works out well that I've got to send Saketlong to the under 19s because I've got that screen set up. Because I might need to bring him on when McQuaquina gets really tired towards the end of the match. And as you can see, I have a lot of other options at striker, but they're all not very comfortable in that role. So being able to have an actual comfortable striker is a pretty big deal. But McQuaquina is really the only guy I have that's capable of being a solid striker, because Saketlong's not that good. They're right up there with the sloppy passing, straight to Lekala. Oh, great. Mankubi's picked up an injury already. It's a pretty minor one. It's just a bruised ankle. He's not even showing up with an injured mark on him, but given the clump of games we have so close together, even if I only lose him for 2 days, that's an issue. Hopefully he can play through it in the next match, but I suspect it's going to hurt his recovery, and so he's probably not going to be able to play the next match. He's a winger, though. I've got a lot of options at wings. And he's still well enough to almost score. Yeah, it barely hurt his stamina. This pitch isn't quite... I think an okay pitch is still alright. Like, it's not going to start really hurting their stamina yet. So he should be able to get through this match okay. He probably just lost like 4 points of stamina because of that. Because it does feel fast for him to be down to 87%. And there's the goal we needed from Makwakwina. 5th goal of the season, assisted by Minkubi. So the injury's not holding him up too much. He's on pace to be our most valuable player. This takes us up to 6th. And puts us in a good position because so far we're 25 minutes into the match and Chiefs haven't looked like a scoring threat at all. And if we can hold that together, we should be able to get our 2nd win of the season. Minkubi got hit in the ankle again. Now he wants to come off and he's really hurt. He's starting to bounce back, but I'm going to try to at least carry him to the half. Hopefully he recovers over to half because he's playing amongst the best players I have right now. And I'm probably going to lose him for the Super Sport game. I don't want to lose him here too if I can avoid it. So we'll see if he can recover at the half. I also don't want to make a sub in the first half. I really need to conserve my substitutes because they're probably a lot of them are probably starting the next match, and I can't have them exhausted. Minkube's continuing to be my most valuable player. He just about scored again. He's bounced back to 71%, but he's still a lot more hurt than I'd like. We'll see how he's looking after this break. 76, and most of my guys, like I've got guys around 78, 71 from Makwakwina, and he's not even hurt. So yeah, I'm going to keep trying to keep Minkubi and get him to at least 60 minutes. I might sub him there. But he's playing so well, if he's looking remotely fresh, I'm going to try to ride him this whole game. Because I know I'm losing him for the injury for the next game, so. Try to keep him out there for this one if I can. Like I said, though, fortunately, it's one of the few positions I have good depth still. I've got a ton of people that are capable of playing out the wings. Minkubi again with another great strike on the neck. Yeah, it's high, but I mean, he keeps getting the shots and eventually they'll hit. Oh, and Minkubi's just done. I lost him. Fuck. So we're going to put Adisa in for him. Guess that's my first sub out of the way. I got him most of the way to where I wanted to consider subbing him. But now I'm down to the 2-star Adisa, which is an unfortunate change. And I had to put him on a less aggressive playstyle, so. Really don't like that happened. I kind of blame the pitch for that. Like, we knew we were playing on a not great pitch today, and it's taken its toll on him. Because I think he only got hit once. Like, it was just that bruise kept bothering him more and more, probably because he was running on an uneven surface. Makwakwina's tired. We knew that was coming. How's he playing? I'm in the wrong thing. There we go. He's putting in a 7.1. I think I'm going to try to make him play out. I mean, I'm getting a 6.4 performance from Tao. That's much more important to sub off than the 7.1 but tired guy who's probably not playing in the next game whether I take him off now or not. So we're going to put Mati Bantwa in for Tao and see how that works out. Nice strike from Matengwa there. Bant was better as an attacking midfielder. He's not awful. I think he's actually just as good as Tao. He just plays slightly different. I'm used to having an Engarche there and putting him in as, or having an attacking playmaker isn't as or an advanced playmaker isn't as comfortable for the team, but they'll have to get used to it because I think I'm going to be playing him more. Tao's been kind of disappointing as long as I've had him. That's one thing I'll give this team. They may not have the best ability, but they're willing to work hard. Like Matenjwa is still out, or Maguakwana is still out there busting his ass even though he's exhausted. I think that's one of the main ways I've been able to stay in the top half of this league is just the work ethic of this team. Because we've never had great stamina, and we're constantly getting hammered by really heavy schedules because I qualify for absolutely everything because of that good first season. Oof, they pulled it back into a draw. That's not so good. On Ayer's second goal of the season, assisted by Mac Galois. This is a problem, but we knew this was a potential for this season that would just, without the depth, we knew we were vulnerable to stuff like this, but still, we're out shooting them so bad, we should be able to pull this back around. Given the way I've built the team and the amount of people I let go to the lower teams, I'm really hoping this doesn't end as a draw because I was counting on being able to win this and then getting a draw against Supersport. If that becomes a must-win game, we're just making it extremely difficult for ourselves. We can see though, ever since that injury, Kaiser Chiefs have just been the fresher team. Like our team's kind of given up a little bit. They're working hard, but it feels like mentally they're just not quite there anymore. Probably the fact that I can't seem to coach determination to save my life is coming into play here. They watched one of their guys get hurt, and now the determination's just gone. Did I make my sub at 80? No, I didn't. I got complaining and forgot to make this up. Let's do that now. I think it's a pretty obvious case of getting Safema off to avoid the consequences of his yellow and the fact that he's not playing great. So we're going to put Nick Selly in for him. Go away, McAfee. I don't like you. Fortunately, Nick Selly's not great on this line. He's only a 1.5 star, but we're going to have to put him in and just let him go. There we go. Reeve Fountain saving this match for us. What's that Discord overlay showing? That's what we needed from Fountain. Now if we can just hold the lead for 6 minutes, we're set and we don't have to try to expect that Super Sport match to actually be won. If this was a couple of years ago in this save, I would have been really confident because it would be 3 of the bottom teams, but Super Sport have pulled themselves together and have moved pretty steadily up the table. Nexel is getting stuff done even though he's not very good in the position I'm playing him. And they're still spraying shots out to Lacala, so I'll take that. Figures it's some of the worst guys on my team carrying us at the end here. Matenjwa almost got us another. We've had so many near misses. Like, if the finishing was a little better, we'd be up like 4 goals in this game. I have to give credit. That was good goaltending on their part. Oof, 6 minutes from that injury. That's a problem. We've got Nidlavu in the goal, and he's our good goaltender. So, and time's flying, so that's what I like to see. But I don't love that all the highlights are for Kaiser. They can't win this match anymore, I don't think, but they can sure keep us from winning it. And they just did, with Mabassa scoring his 4th goal of the season. Fortunately, even with our point, we've managed to move up a spot on the table, but this is not the result I wanted to get. Now our guys are getting real sloppy. But there's the final whistle. Makwakwano made his 75th appearance. Matthew Bantwa made his first appearance for us. Nixeli made his 25th. And that's it for our guys. We're into Kaiser Chief highlights. It was a well refereed game, even though I didn't like that that Mabassa didn't get called offside. The ref did well, so clearly it was probably the right call. I think this was just a case of us taking our foot off the gas towards the end. Now I'm going to have to wait till I can get into my email to see how bad things are on Mikubi's part. 1 to 2 days, so potentially just long enough to take him out in that next match. Fountain ended up being our player of the match. I thought it was going to be Minkubi. He seemed way more valuable, but not going to complain about Fountain turning in a good performance. But that Super Sport match has become a lot more important. I kind of feel like we need to win it now. The good news is Super Sport have played more matches than us. They might be tired. We might be able to take advantage of a weak Super Sport side in that case, but we're also going to be tired. I don't love this lineup, but this is probably pretty close to what I'm going to take in the game. I don't see many people having a chance to bounce back and actually be fresh for the match. I mean, it's bad enough right now I'm playing Saketlong at the wing. If anything, we're going to lose some of these guys once the under 19s play, or under 21s, and the reserve squad that I said they could go to because I didn't think I'd need them. Two to three defensive. One. I can probably make Lacala a defender. Yeah, he's fine. It's defense 2. That should do it. Yeah, that did it. Yeah, okay, we're expecting them to be tired. We're just going to try to run them into the ground. I think that's probably our best bet to win. We just don't have the fresh players to outclass them, so we have to just run them into the ground, and hopefully our stamina is better than theirs. Which is going to be rough because I'm bringing a very tired team. I think I still have to accept the loss here because I need to have people rested for this Cape Town City match that's coming up. That's a very winnable match. And with a schedule like this, it's just a matter of picking and choosing your moments. Safema's still capable of being played. He's fine. Minkubi bounced back from his injury, but he's not fully fit. Yeah, 64 stamina. Unless he recovers a ton overnight, I'm not going to be able to play him. Oh, and it's not even overnight. Yeah, there's no way I can start him. I might be able to bring him off the bench for like 10 minutes. 28 degrees, so it's pretty hot. We're playing on another shitty pitch. Well, okay. It's not terrible, but worse than I would like. They're actually recommending I play Nick Sully over Fountain. No, that's probably because he got played. Yeah, I knew I was going to have to make these sort of changes. Really not super happy with the team I ended up bringing in here. Originally, I would have been fine bringing this team when I made the decisions leading to it, but at that point, I still thought we were winning against Kaisers. Like, Sinago's not quite up to snuff, Mirsavovic's not up to snuff, Lacala is not up pretty bad, even though he did a lot of good work last match. Nick Sully's 1.5 star. That's really bad for what I want. Atladisa not great. Tao's not great. Mothi Bantwa is not great. I don't feel very good about this team I'm bringing today, but middle game in 3 games in 6 days. We knew it was going to be rough, and then I decided to loan out some of the lower guys to other squads because it's like, I don't need to win this game, it'll be fine. At least we're at home, so we'll get a boost from that. I've also got a lot of guys starting with their stamina in the 80s, which isn't fantastic. We're really lucky to heat capped out at 28 degrees instead of going over 30, where it'll start really draining their stamina faster. A lot of these guys have a chance to become heroes today. We're actually looking pretty good for, like, you can see compared to the last game how much confidence is lacking in this team. They're not as comfortable. But Atladisa got his first goal off an assist by Matenjwa. That's what we needed. But like I was saying, you can just see, like, to get the ball, they hesitate for a minute and look around for who's there. Whereas the previous squad I had was just quick passes of the ball because they were played all the time. They were very familiar with where each other was going to be. And these guys don't have that because they're usually reserves that are coming on for 5-10 minutes at the end of a match when I just need to have fresh legs on the field. And so that lack of familiarity can potentially burn us. Normally I'd be getting annoyed that they weren't making much progress, but I don't mind them passing it around, just keeping the ball. The longer we can keep the ball, the better chance we have of preserving this lead. This is showing why I like to name these guys to the squad. Like when I get an option to pick the squad a couple days early, and it suggests these guys um, because the starters are tired. This is why I like to put them in and tweak the squad like I'm going to play them, even though then I usually end up switching back to the actual starters on game day because this seems to get them into some practices as the starting lineup, which seems to benefit their development because a lot of these guys are playing above their star rating. Like, on paper, Supersport should be the better team today, ain't the fresher team because they didn't play 2 days ago. I think their previous match was 3 days ago, maybe even 4. So they're fresher than us and playing more of their starters. But we're just absolutely overpowering them, and that's because our guys have actually trained as starters, even though they're not. I mean, 6 shots and a half is low for us, but the fact that we've completely shut Supersport out is really good. And I'm expecting a low number of shots given that we're playing the backups and they're tired. Stamina's holding up all right. Everyone's looking pretty good except for Sinago, who I'm probably going to have to sub off. Get that showed into Lacala. That was supposed to be done the end of last half. Oof, that was weak from our goaltender. He's usually really solid on stuff like that, but just completely bottled that one. Have to see what happened there, because it looked like he should have been able to handle that no problem. Yeah, he dove for it. It was just a bad try. Even good players can have off moments. But now we need to actually make something happen. And it wasn't getting Atladisa a yellow card. Yeah, they're starting to take control now. The schedule's taking its toll on us. This is when our stamina starts breaking down, typically in the games. That must have been a good slide tackle from Saris, because it looked like he took Atladisa down. But it wasn't whistled down, so either this ref is having a bad game or that was a good tackle. It's hard to tell from the dots, but it's the only way to see what's going on in the entire pitch. I've tried managing in like cinematic mode where you get to see all the players and so, but it's just hard to tell what's going on. And there's their sick. Oh, it was offside. Take advantage of this to make a change. Everyone's playing decent. Couple of people on 6.5. I think it's going to be Tau coming off. Put in Johnson in his place. See if I can't make something happen with a better midfield player. We're back to an attacking midfield, which we're not as comfortable with, and he's only a 2-star, but it's what I got. Also, it seems like they've updated this game while I was dealing with my computer issues, because I noticed he doesn't have a blacked out face. He has like a blue ghostly face now. So I don't know if that was some sort of weird glitch or if they've updated this game and changed how they display real people that don't have a photo. I don't know why they would have done that, given that it's an obsolete game now, but no, we're getting black faces again, so I don't know what that was with Johnson. Maybe he's a regen that didn't load properly. Oh, that was beautiful. Only got a corner from it, but that was beautiful. That was the sort of thing we needed. Everyone's playing really good. Like, our worst performers are in our 6.7s right now, which I really like. I'm going to take Matenjwa off for Saketlong. This is why I haven't been subbing Sinago, as he makes a mistake, but he recovers immediately. He's still one of the positions that I'm really counting on to get a good performance out there. And so I'm pretty much just accepting that he's not going to be available next game. Oh, Fema got hurt. We're just getting hammered by the injuries now. Guess we're putting Show Benny in for him. Oof, he's real bad here, but get him a little playtime with his 1.5 star. This is a game where I really couldn't afford to take an injury. Hopefully it's a minor one. At least I'm going to have Ninkubi back. Sanago again coming in clutch. Oh, look, Ladisha got hurt too. And cuts take a long time to heal in this. Oh, that was offside. I thought we had it there. Liz City, you're getting me into trouble, buddy. That wasn't even just slightly offside. He was a mile offside. We're digging a hole early this season. Let's save it. Might end sooner than I thought with me getting sacked. No, ref was doing a pretty good job there. Fema made his 25th appearance for us. Shobeni made his 25th appearance overall, and that's it for our highlights. At least we didn't lose. We haven't lost yet this season. That's big. I'm going to roll it forward and see if I can get feedback on what happened. How long I'm going to be out as injured players. Fema, groin strain, 3 to 4 weeks. That's rough. I do not like using injections. That tends to go way worse. And then, yeah, we lost Ladisa for 2 weeks. So that is absolutely brutal. Hopping over to our schedule here. At least we're not losing. That's the big thing. So next time, we're going to be playing Cape Town City in the third of the horribly congested fixtures. And then we're going to get a nice, easy one. Actually, it's not that easy. They're better than us. We're going to get a Champions League match against Vita Club. Fortunately, we are coming in with a 2-0 lead from the first half, but they're a good club, so that's not a guarantee, especially after the hammering we're taking in this period. This season is turning out to be pretty brutal, but we'll see what happens. For now, thanks for watching, everyone, and hopefully we can keep this going for longer this time. Have a nice day.